everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win. I don't want no fake love, I want the real stuff. Everybody listen up, cause I'll only say it once. I'm gonna show you all the path, if you want it bad. I'm gonna show you where it's at, yeah, how you can get it back. Yeah, cause I ain't never done, I'll be number one. Working hella hard until I get just what I want, yeah. Rises like the sun, yeah, fatal like a gun. Shooter's gonna shoot and I'm gonna shoot until I won, yeah. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine, yeah. Everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win, yeah.
Everyone's gearing up for the holidays.
Happy together.
Yeah, let's go. I ain't the first with the curse, with the thirst that I wanna be better, not worse, man it hurts. I'm on this earth with my words and I put them all together, insert, cause I wanna have worth. Working hella hard till they put me in the dirt. Gonna go far, man, listen to my words. Gonna be a star, man, life's like a blur. When you're working this hard till you get what you deserve. Yeah, I ain't taking a backseat, I'm passing anybody else who is rapping, I'm nasty. Ain't nobody able to catch me, they gasping. They cannot compare, they can't match me, I'm at half speed. I got your girl and she laughing and dancing, hanging on my butt, she asking to crash with me. Smash with me, she savage, she wants cash money, and she knows that I live lavishly. I wanna live, I'm cold inside. Give all I have just to feel alive. I fight to live, I fight to strive. One day I'll have what I want. I want the whole world in the palm of my hand. I got a plan, I'm the man. Now I'm teaching the game, a veteran, better than anybody else who tests me. I'm ready, looking at my hand and it's steady. I'm trending, ascending and blending, lyrical bending. Now I'm spreading and getting my name out now. Yeah, they hearing me laugh, all the crowds repping the sound. I'm hitting the ground, running, up and coming, ain't nothing. Yeah, rookie of the year, I'ma keep it 100. Cold-blooded, no budget, from nothing to something. I ain't bluffing, I got a full hand and a full plan. I ain't gonna stop till I'm at the top, man. Every single drop got me feeling awesome. I'm about to pop, started from the bottom, yeah. I wanna live, I'm cold inside. Give all I have just to feel alive. I fight to live, I fight to strive. One day I'll have what I want in life.
Welcome in, everybody, to the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We are live and back after a week off of the Thanksgiving break. We're up and moving here in Indianapolis, Indiana. around this 0.68 mile length short track for the I-85 Asphalt Series Wheeling Modified Division, race number 6 of 10. The playoffs are right around the corner. Guys are getting loose, wondering what's going to happen here in the next coming weeks. And ladies and gentlemen, it's been one hell of a year so far. Tons of great racing, been dominated by Adam Fulford. We're getting ready to throw you down there on the main broadcast cam. Welcome in to Indianapolis, Indiana, to the Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park, better known as IRP, for the I-85 Asphalt Series Season 2, race number 6. The qualifying session is currently underway, and guys are down there locking in themselves into the race here tonight for the JEGS 100. Ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you guys choosing in here tonight on your Monday night. You didn't have to, but you chose to. Ladies and gentlemen, perfect time to go ahead and thank one of our sponsors here tonight, the Home Run Cafe, located in Greer, South Carolina. Go check them out on Facebook at the Home Run Cafe for all your fresh food, top tea, refreshers, and it's a family-owned business owned by Tony Cook. Tell them the Booty Scoot Racing channel sent you on over. Ladies and gentlemen, things are really getting dialed and locked and loaded here tonight. Want to give one more shout out to Nap Daddy Racing Designs. You've never been a part of the iRacing program, come check you out, napdaddyracingdesign.com. Go get your iRacing paint scheme, custom number, and spec designs today. Ladies and gentlemen, just a quick couple sponsors to thank you for putting on tonight's show, the JEGS 100. Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like the qualifying session is being told by the admin that it is underway and completed here, so we're good to go ahead and show you the results. Adam Fulford on the pole here tonight for the 5th time this season for Season 3. Adam Fulford been dominating all year long for the I-85 Asphalt Series Wheeling Modified Division. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know how things shake out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, the top 6 drivers on your screen right now will go ahead and advance on over to the main event, and they will stay out of the last chance qualifying race. So it looks like Nicholas Maynard and that 02 Team Penske Development Wheeling Modified was the last one in on the qualifying time, so he'll stay out of the last chance qualifying race here tonight. And it looks like it'll be Adam Peeler and everybody below him from Landrum, South Carolina. Adam Peeler will start on the pole here for the LCQ heat race in just a moment. We're ticking down the time here for the JEGS 100 live at the International Raceway Park here in Indianapolis, Indiana. Get ready to go racing. Sold out crowd here tonight for the I-85 Asphalt Series. Ladies and gentlemen, 100 laps are scheduled around here tonight for the feature. Make sure you stick around so you don't miss a damn thing. We're getting ready to go racing. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to switch over into the driver intros presented to you by the Gill Moose Cove Flicker and Fresh Scent Candle Base Company in Edmond, South Carolina. Make sure you go see Kate Horton today at Gill Moose Cove Flicker and Fresh on Facebook. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll get you down here on the main broadcast here for the night's main heat race presented to you by the Gill Moose Cove Fresh Scent Candle Company. Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we got everybody loaded in the field here tonight, getting ready to go racing here for the LCQ heat race. And this is how it's getting ready to line up here on the pole tonight for heat race number 1. Driving the number 27 modifier, that's going to be Adam Peeler. And on the front row outside will be the number 5 Wheeling Modified of Corey Tessner. Starting in the second row here tonight on the inside, driving the 00 from Middletown, New Jersey. That's Mike Doyle. And on the outside of him will be his teammate from New Bern, Dakota Pignataro. And rounding out the number 33 Wheeling Modified here tonight in the 5th place spot on the bottom side will be Tony Cook. And on the outside of him, driving the number 6 Wheeling Modified from Princeton, North Carolina. Driving the Me5 Peaks Design Modified here tonight, that's Zach Evans. And rounding out shotgun tailing in the LCQ heat race here tonight will be the number 35 of Timothy Conrad. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to go racing here tonight at the IRP Raceway, the Lucas Oil International Raceway Park. We appreciate you guys tuning in here tonight. We'll bring up tonight's keys of the race as we get ready to take the green flag here tonight at the Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park. 0 sets of tires, 0 fast repairs. Look down there at the bottom portion of the Track pass there, you see the heat race, top 6 in qualifying, advance to the main. That's the ones that you don't see on the racetrack right now. Everybody below them, which is Adam Peeler back on the racetrack, are out here in the LCQ heat race. It's going to be one 10-lap heat race here tonight. Everybody will advance out of this heat race because we did not meet the 20-car field maximum here tonight at the IRP Raceway. So everybody's just going to have to keep these things in one piece if they want a chance to go to victory lane here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be 10 laps here for the heat race. Adam Peeler on the pole with Corey Riptide Tesner. The only award being a plus 10 bonus points added to your total score at the end of the race here, the heat race, if you were to win it. So if Adam Peeler can hold on here to the pole and all 10 laps and bring home the win, he'll add 10 points to his bonus score here, even though Adam Peeler is running part-time. Looks like the lights are off on top of the base car. We appreciate you guys tuning in here tonight at the Lucas Oil International Raceway Park. We're going to try to call it IRP as much as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, things are getting ready to get wicked here tonight for race number 6 of Season 2 for the Wheelen Modified Division. 10 laps. We'll see what these guys got here. See what the track brings them here. Presented to you by JEGS. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're loving what you're seeing, make sure you slap that like button. Press that follow button. Adam Peeler on the race pole with Corey Tesner on the outside. Green flag is momentarily getting ready to fly here any given second. Peter the base car down on the pit lane. Adam Peeler ready to fire off at the green line. Green flag is in the air here in Indianapolis. And we're racing for the last chance qualifier here at IRP. Corey Tesner does it, lift in the turn 1 and roll right to the outside and get around the number 27 of Adam Peeler, working off the back of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Adam Peeler is going to have to lock and load here, trying to get it up and moving. Dakota Pignataro down on the bottom side of the racetrack. He'll fill into the 4th place spot behind the 00 of Mike Doyle, but it's going to be Corey Tesner off of turn 4, leading lap number 1 here tonight at the IRP Raceway. We're up and moving here for the heat race. 10 laps are going to be in the book, and Mike Doyle bobbles there on the outside. He'll have to give up the position to the hard-charging Tony Cook. He's down on the bottom side. Tony Cook, the legend here in the I-85 Asphalt Series. Tony Cook, over the age of 60, been doing this a long, long time. Tony Cook, tons of experience here in the Wheelen Modified, but he'll scrap the outside wall, and that'll slow him down big time. Dakota Pignataro will move about the bottom side, but here comes the Nerf bar. Zach Evans meets Mike Doyle off the exit of turn 2, down into turns 3 and 4. Mike Doyle not having the Wheelen Modified Division season he was looking for here for Season 3. We're up and rolling at the IRP Raceway. Tony Cook in the 4th place spot, followed by Dakota Pignataro in the 3rd place spot. Adam Peeler trying to run down Corey Riptide Tesner for the race lead as they head down the back straightaway here in Indianapolis. Ladies and gentlemen, really glad that you guys chose to spend your Monday night here with us, watching some action-packed short track racing here, and Corey Tesner absolutely stretching his lead out here over the number 27 of Adam Peeler. Going to be 6 laps to go, halfway next time around here in the LCQ heat race at the IRP Raceway. And Timothy Conrad gets big loose there the previous lap. He's lost all of position. Timothy Conrad had trouble getting to the racetrack here. His transporter hauler was late to the track, so the number 35 of Timothy Conrad didn't get much practice time here. He looks like he's just trying to hold on here in the heat race, and Mike Doyle trying to come back and get that spot back around Tony Cook. Tony Cook's able to hold on to the race car, though. 5 laps, going to be 4 laps to go this time around. Corey Riptide Tesner selling away with the LCQ race here early. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, tune in tomorrow night. Don't forget the I-85 Asphalt Series, more than what you thought of. Ladies and gentlemen, these guys are going to be absolutely not cutting each other a break at the new Smyrna Speedway tomorrow night in the late model stock division. Some of these guys participate in both series. Some do. Some guys we don't even have here tonight at the racetrack, and that is just A-okay. 3 laps to go here in the LCQ heat race. Everybody turning down in the turns 1 and 2. We're single file, duck, goose style here at the IRP Raceway, working off the banking of turn 2. It's going to be Tesner, Peeler, Pignataro, Cook, and Doyle, the top 5. And as Zach Evans has worked his way back into the mix here, he's just trying to get back to that back bumper of Mike Doyle, but the rest of them selling off away from him here. You see sparks fly out the front end of the 00. You're riding on board with Mike Doyle. Mike Doyle, again, like we said earlier, folks, not having the Season 3 that he was looking for here, but it's going to be Corey Tesner ripping the top side of the racetrack through 3 and 4. White flag is going to be in the air this time around for the LCQ heat race presented by AFLglobal.com. Corey Tesner, Adam Peeler, Dakota Pignataro, Tony Cook, Mike Doyle round out the top 5, but nobody's in striking distance of Corey Tesner off of turn 2. The number 5 Wheelen Modified will baby it down into 3 and 4. Adam Peeler at the setup for the 2nd place spot here tonight. It's going to be Corey Riptide Tesner off the exit of turn 3 and 4. He'll win the LCQ heat race here tonight at the IRP Raceway. Ladies and gentlemen, not much action there. Some guys making some passes. Tony Cook's up 2 spots there in the LCQ heat race, but it's going to be Corey Tessner taking the win here tonight in the last chance qualifying race. He'll start in the 7th place spot. Ladies and gentlemen, still waiting on a couple more of these drivers to get up and going here. We'll move over into the warm-up session part of tonight. The guys have got about 2 more minutes to work on these Whelen modifies. Ladies and gentlemen, that gives us the chance to go ahead and bring up the final results there from the last heat race that you've seen up on your screen. Corey Tessner brings home the victory here tonight on the IRP Raceway. He'll start in the 7th place spot and get ready to take on the main event portion part of tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. I want to show us a little bit of love to some of our guys around here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, making this thing shake each and every single week. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to give a big shout out to the Pops Porch Bed Swings, custom made, handcrafted porch bed swings, 864-978-1913. Go check them out on Facebook today. Pops Porch Bed Swings for all your custom made, handcrafted bed swings, woodwork and woodworking projects. Some great work that they do over there in Charleston. Ladies and gentlemen, our final spots here for we take on tonight's main event here for the JEGS 100 TCW employee-owned trucking. Go check out Kevin Hill, a driver here in the upstate of South Carolina, 864-577-5293. Ladies and gentlemen, go check them out today, tcwonline.com. Back down here on the main broadcast, got about 30 more seconds remaining here in the I-85 Asphalt Series Whelen Modified Division Season 2, race number 6. And before we kick it off here tonight, go ahead and throw them point standings for you. I want to make sure you guys are locked and loaded and understanding what you're following through here all night long. Adam Fulford has been dominating here in Season 2. He's got 4 wins on the year. The only other win that's spread out here in 5 races that have been ran. It goes to Chase Johnson, that number 5 machine, but only currently registered in the 6th place spot in the points. Ladies and gentlemen, the top 8 drivers will advance to the playoffs. 2 weeks from now, we'll head on over to the Thompson Speedway. We'll have all that for you later here tonight. Playoffs right around the corner here momentarily. Looks like the white flag is in the air for the warm-up session. We're getting ready to go racing here tonight. 100 laps around the IRP Raceway. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't love racing, you've chose the wrong place to come to here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Make sure you take your time, head on over to the YouTube page located in the top right portion of your screen. Well, guys, love it if you would go ahead and slap that subscribe button over there. Show us a like. It would help us out tremendously. Looks like guys are loading into the field now. We're getting ready to go racing here for the JEGS 100. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenny Wallace is going to be the honorary pace car driver here with Peter the pace car. They'll exchange the duties after the drop of the opening lap here. And ladies and gentlemen, we're still waiting on the pole sitter here. We'll have your driver interviews for you in just a second. Ladies and gentlemen, getting ready to kick off the driver introduction portion parts of tonight. Driving the quality welding number 71 modified. That's the point season leader of Adam Fulford. And on the outside of him will be the Tracker Bass Pro Shop number 40 Whelen modified of Michael Johnson. Starting in the 3rd place spot here tonight, driving the Jeff Gordon Foundation number 24 modified from Greenville, South Carolina, James Fountain. And starting on the outside of him, driving the Allied Boardwick Race Engines modified from Union Beach, New Jersey. That's the real deal, Neil Wright. And driving the Miller Lite 46 Watson Construction modified from Greer, South Carolina. That's Showtime Chase Johnson. And driving the number 02 Richmond Water Heaters Maynard Motors modified from Welford, South Carolina. That's the 23-year-old, the kid of Nicholas Maynard. Rounding out the 7th place spot here tonight, driving the NR3 Designs, number 27 Whelen modified. That's the Nurse Aviator, Adam Peeler. Ladies and gentlemen, on the inside of him, driving the number 5 Dolly's Collision modified. That's Corey Tessner. And driving the number 33 AML American Badass modified. That's the 33 of Tony Cook. And driving the number 99 Boardwick Race Engines modified from New Bern. That's Dakota Pignataro. shaking out. Looks like going to be the 11th place spot here. The night driver, the number 6 modified, modified from Princeton, North Carolina. That's the Beats Design, number 6 of Zach Evans. And shaking out the 00 M&D South Service Center modified from Middletown, New Jersey. That's the I-85 Asphalt 00 of Mike Doyle. Starting shotgun tail into the field here. The night driving the weekend Woodsman Ford Wick Race Engines, number 35 modified, Timothy Conrad. So Adam Fulford's going to be on the pole here tonight behind Peter the base car. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to go racing here tonight. Looks like the lights are off on top of the base car, but will we take the green flag this time around? If we don't, we'll show you the night's keys of the race. Looks like Peter is going to stay out on the racetrack. He's going to take at least one more lap. That'll give us time to show you tonight's keys of the race. We appreciate you tuning in here tonight for the JEGS 100. 0 sets of tires, 0 fast repairs, and 100 laps. These guys are going to have to hold on to these wheeling modifieds all night long. We're getting ready to go racing. Clean corner exits is going to be one of the keys of the race here tonight. The hotline, question mark, how many of these guys will sail up there to that top line here, the IRP Raceway, that is so desperately known for taking some speed and throwing it out the door. Ladies and gentlemen, playoff implications. 2 weeks from now is going to be the regular season finale at the Thompson Speedway. Peter the base car hangs the left down on the pit road with Kenny Wallace, the honorary base car driver here tonight. Adam Fulford on the pole for the 5th time, and on the outside of him will be Michael Johnson. We're getting ready to take the green flag here tonight in Indianapolis, Indiana for the JEGS 100 for the I-85 Asphalt Series. Wheeling Modified Division, race number 6 is on our way here in Indiana. Well, winning lap here in the JEGS 100. Adam Fulford has the race lead over James Fountain, but James Fountain just can't quite shake Michael Johnson, but he'll get the run off of turns 3 and 4. Door to door, nerf bar to nerf bar, about 2, 3, 4 rows back here. Michael Johnson works on the outside of Chase Johnson. And no relation here between these two between these two modified, Corey Tesner, Nicholas Maynard battle nerf bar here at the IRP Raceway. And this will be the battle for the 6th and 7th place spot. Maynard upstairs, Tesner down low, and here comes Adam Peeler looking to make something shake here as he'll get around Dakota Pignataro and clear himself into turns 1 and 2. We're up and rolling here in Indiana here, and ladies and gentlemen, tons of guys out here wearing their Indiana Hoosiers shirts here. Congratulations to the Hoosiers for making the CFC College Football Playoffs. It's been a long time coming. Got tons of guys here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel out there signing autographs in the fan zone here. Everybody looking single file here quick and early. 0 sets of tires here tonight on the IRP Raceway. Tells me that saving Hoosier rubber is going to be critical here tonight. If you're not saving some Hoosier rubber, you might just be in trouble before you know it. 5 laps, not going to be 6 complete this time around when Adam Fulford sails off the exit of turns 1 and 2. James Fountain, Chase Johnson, Michael Johnson, Neil Rutt round out the top 5 here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Nicholas Maynard will fill out the 6th place spot behind Neil Rutt. Corey Tesner just trying to get back around the 0-2 of Nicholas Maynard. That Maynard motor's modified. Meanwhile, Adam Peeler slaps the outside wall, and that'll bring Dakota Pignataro back into the picture. Dakota Pignataro came into tonight's event. We talked to him in the garage area. This number 99 Allied Boardwick modified was putting in some work there in the practice session. He turned about 48 laps during the practice session, and he didn't missed up going into the A main from just a little bit there. Looks like he qualified in the 9th place spot here. The Knights will have to work his way through the LCQ heat race, but Dakota Pignataro doing quite well right now. He's up 1 spot from where he started, and that's in the 10th place spot there. He didn't have quite the heat race that he was looking for. Meanwhile, side by side here for looks like going to be the 4th place spot. Johnson on the outside, that's Michael. Here on the inside will be Neil Rutt III, the real deal, working down on the bottom side of the racetrack. And if you're a fan or subscribed over to Flow Racing, Neil Rutt might sound familiar because he races real-life modifieds at the Wall Stadium in New Jersey, live on Flow Racing almost weekly. Neil Rutt III still looking for some sponsorships. If you want to throw some extra dollars at the number 66 of Neil Rutt, he'll happily take them. Neil Rutt involved in an accident 2 weeks ago at the Wall Stadium in real life, but he's out here tonight on the iRacing platform in the I-85 Asphalt Series, trying to make something shake here. It looks like got to settle out for the 5th place spot here as things continue to work out. Corey Tesner's got around Nicholas Maynard here. This number 02 Maynard Motors modified. Talked to the kid of Nicholas Maynard before tonight's event out there in the fan zone, and Nicholas Maynard was telling us that he just didn't feel like the modified program was going the way that they were looking for. had a little bit of speed last year. He felt like they put a lot of program and practice time into this number 02 modified program and just haven't had the results here this season. He's currently in the playoffs as we speak right now, 11 laps into tonight's JEGS 100. We'll have to hold on to it here, see how things shake out here. Meanwhile, here comes Tony Cook in the hard-charging number 33 L&R. AMC modified. He's on the outside. You're trying to get around Dakota Pignataro, but Dakota Pignataro is just not going to make it easy here tonight for Tony Cook here. You're riding on board with the old-timer of Tony Cook here. And ladies and gentlemen, the topic here tonight is going to be saving some Hoosier Tire. And we heard Tony Cook right there through 3 and 4 completely off the gas, absolutely rolling. And here goes Mike Doyle on the outside, safer barrier. He'll slap that Nerf bar out there. He'll get a slide job from Timothy Conrad. And Timothy Conrad will move up one more position through the field. He's up in the 11th place spot. Dakota Pignataro looking in that rear view mirror at Tony Cook, just trying to get away from him here. They're working the top of the 1 and 2 banking here, and that was one of our keys of the race here tonight. How many of these guys would settle the top side of that racetrack in both exits and entries of the corners? You're going to have to get a very smooth exit off of the corner here, whether that's diamonding the exit, driving it hard, deep, break in, whatever you have to do to make it shake. These guys are going to have their hands full here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Back out front here, though, for the race lead. No one is contending with Adam Fulford. He has absolutely sailed away with the race lead through 3 and 4. James Fallon, Chase Johnson, Neil Rutt to third, and Michael Johnson round out. Going to be the top 5 here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. 15 laps into tonight's scheduled 100. Ladies and gentlemen, will we keep it green here tonight, or will Carnage? The key of the season so far has just been caution after caution after caution. Tony Cook will get a run to the back bumper of the number 99 of Dakota Pignataro. And we look at this battle here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. These guys absolutely shaking and making here at IRP. And the number 33 of Tony Cook here, known to get it done here. Save a little bit of Hoosier rubber. Tony Cook had a hell of a performance right across the street at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Madness Racing League, MRL. And you can go check that out on the YouTube page as well. It's located there, all the playlists with the thumbnails, every title of the race you could ever think. Tony Cook looks to the inside of the number 99 down into turns 1 and 2. Contacts made there. Dakota Pignataro, though, has to jump up out the gas. Tony Cook slides back on the racetrack. Those slam Nerf bars through turns 1 and 2. Look at Tony Cook side by side with Timothy Conrad. Will ship him up the racetrack, but Dakota Pignataro will clear himself around. Looks like going to be Tony Cook, but Timothy Conrad scraping the outside wall there. Have to bring it back down on the bottom side of the racetrack, ladies and gentlemen. I know I'm no Fat Dave Moody. I'm no Motor Racing Network, the MRN, the Performance Racing Network. Meanwhile, Tony Cook here, Walsh chastaining that damn thing through turns 3 and 4. And Zach Evans will pull up to the Nerf bar, the number 33. Tons of action back here in the back half of the pack. Meanwhile, we'll shoot back up here, trying to give you some more developing stories throughout the garage area. 19 laps are complete here out of the scheduled 100. And Adam Fulford in this number 71 Wheelen Modified has been dominating all year long. It's really been the same sight familiar all year. Adam Fulford, it's the complete package. He has the on-track discipline, the off-track discipline, the fan connection. He's got tons of money support from the Sunset on board. It's number 71. They have won 4 out of the 5 races here in Season 3. Adam Fulford, talked to him in the garage area before tonight's event started, told us that he was just trying to get to the playoffs. The wins mean nothing. The points mean nothing. The laps led mean nothing until the playoff starts. Ladies and gentlemen, James Fallon, the Season 1 champion from last year, working in the 2nd place spot right now in this number 24 Jeff Gordon Foundation Wheelen Modified. James Fallon had a hell of a year last year in the Wheelen Modified division. It was his first time and we ever did the Modifieds. James Fallon didn't even have to win a shit ton of races to be able to be the Wheelen Modified champion. James Fallon, consistency was the key for this Pepsi Jeff Gordon Foundation number 24. Usually pink and yellow country time modified of James Fallon. They were consistent all year long, won about 2 or 3 heat races as the format was a little bit different last season. James Fallon led a shit ton of laps, and James Fallon found himself in the victory lane when it was all said and over with, holding the championship trophy and the shirt for the I-85 Asphalt Series Wheelen Modified Division. We'll just keep on going here, feeding you the stories throughout the garage. Chase Johnson, the I-85 Asphalt Series late model division, used to run through this number 5 of Chase Johnson. He's number 46 here in the Wheelen Modified. Chase Johnson, an OG of the I-85 Asphalt Series, been here since Season 1, since we dropped the green flag. So Chase Johnson, really known well to the fans around here on the Booty Shoot Racing channel, where he blinks in and out here as he's battling a little bit of internet connection issues. Chase Johnson, talked to him before tonight's event started, and he told me as he continues to climb up the standings here on the season 2, having the only other win on the season that Adam Fulford doesn't have. Chase Johnson isn't even in the playoffs right now, and if he is, he's barely in by a little bit. Chase Johnson has just been on the short end of everybody else's mess here. If not, he's created his own habit here. Started seeing him turn around a couple guys at the Phoenix International Raceway, driving aggressively, See how he shakes out here in the moments to go. Ladies and gentlemen, 27, going to be 28 laps are complete this time around at the IRP Raceway, and it has been all underneath the green flag conditions. Not trying to jinx it here, but looks like we got about a 4-way battle here. 4 positions, Dakota Pignataro in the 9th place spot, Mike Doyle in the 10th place spot, and Mike Doyle has some of the fastest laps on the racetrack right now. Mike Doyle in this 00 is moving through the field right now. He's already up 2 spots from where he started. He collected the outside wall. As we seen earlier as we was riding around here, some awesome race highlights here at the IRP Raceway. Tony Cook sails to the top side of the racetrack. Remember Tony Cook coming here in the TNA Truck Series for the Madness Racing League. I was in the booth for that race, the one and only truck race I think they've ever had here at the IRP Raceway for the Madness Racing League. Tony Cook had a hell of a day that day. I think he brought home a top 5 if I remember correctly. Looking to do the same here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. A tough racetrack here for the WHELEN Modifieds. James Fountain, Chase Johnson. Chase Johnson's knocking all over that back door of that number 24 machine. And ladies and gentlemen, 2 I-85 Asphalt Series champions battling it out here in the WHELEN Modified division. This is only for the 2nd place spot. The more these guys race Nerf bar the Nerf bar, the more that Adam Fulford's just going to get smaller and smaller out that front windshield. Ladies and gentlemen, we've talked it all up already. 31 laps out of the scheduled 100. Nerf bar the Nerf bar with the Miller Lite machine of Chase Johnson. Can't get the run and exit quite like he was looking for off the corner. Ladies and gentlemen, for those that have been here since the drop of the green flag and we showed the keys of the race, so we can't bring those up one more time for you here underneath the green flag condition. Don't want to mess anything up, ladies and gentlemen. This was the keys of the race here tonight. Clean corner exits, and that's exactly what we're not seeing Chase Johnson being able to do right now. He's going to have to find a new lane, get it back going here, and you see he'll just do key race number 2, the high line. Chase Johnson will move up to that high line. We'll see if he can make something shake here as this battle continues out here at the IRP Raceway. Meanwhile, this 4-car battle here continues out at the IRP Raceway. Tony Cook, Zach Evans, Mike Doyle, Dakota Pignataro battle out for position here. Down into turns 3 and 4. Mike Doyle still earning some of the faster laps on the racetrack. He's a smidge better than Dakota Pignataro, but it doesn't look like he seems to be pushing the issue, but so Tony Cook is. He'll move even further to the outside line here. Both, it looks like all 4 of these guys are trying to get really good dominant exits off the corner here at the IRP Raceway. Tony Cook, Zach Evans battle out here for the 10th place spot on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Timothy Conrad says, hold on, big guys, I'm on the roll back here. Looks like Timothy Conrad has collected that outside safer barrier at some point. And ladies and gentlemen, breaking news, looks like Corey Tessner is off of the racetrack here. He has been down on the pit road. They pulled it into the garage area. Corey Tessner telling the pit reporter down there that it looks like they had to recycle the ECU unit on that WHELEN Modified, and it looks like it will not be able to refire. A tremendous disaster here for the number 10 of Corey Riptide Tessner. He was off the racetrack right now, currently registered about 3 laps down. Can Corey Tessner get this machine back out on the racetrack? Meanwhile, Mike Doyle pulls the Nerf bar with his teammate of Dakota Pignataro. And these 2 guys shaking battle here at the IRP Raceway. And if you're loving what you're seeing, slap that like button, press that follow button. Adam Fulford leads them here at IRP. James Fountain, Chase Johnson battle out for the 2nd place spot. And here comes Neil Rutten to 3rd, trying to save a little bit of Hoosier rubber. Whoa, big slide back there. Looks like Zach Evans gets loose here, but We'll keep it green on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, will we? Yes, we will. The admin coming through. He is up and going here. There's no harm, no foul. Zach Evans from Princeton, North Carolina gets big loose there. We've seen it out the exit of the turn 3. Cam down the back straightaway. Zach Evans has lit up those modified tires. He's got a little bit more temperature probably in him than he wants to. This me fine is not so fine. The Princeton, North Carolina driver is going to have to shake and bake here. It's the green flag. It's still up in the air here. The IRP Raceway. We're racing here, and we're 40 laps complete already, and we're about 13 minutes into tonight's session. That's how quickly things are going to pick off here tonight in the JEGS 100. It's been all Adam Fulford up to this point so far, and James Fallon rounding out the second place spot with Showtime Chase Johnson in the third place spot. Neil Rutt the third, trying to save a little bit of Hoosier rubber here. 41 now, 42 laps complete this time around on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Tony Cook, Dakota Pignataro, Mike Doyle. Looks like whoever slapped that outside safer barrier just a minute ago has totally separated this pack a bunch here. Zach Evans down on the racetrack on the pit road. He'll climb out from that modified, and his night will be retired here at the IRP Raceway. Meanwhile, looks like this battle for the second place spot is just not going to go anywhere. James Fallon in this Jeff Gordon Foundation, number 24, trying to get away from Chase Johnson and make him smaller in that rearview mirror. Meanwhile, while these two battle it out, Adam Fulford has just set sail. He's moving on to that 2-second mark here for the race lead, heading off the exit of turn 2. Nicholas Maynard, Dakota Pignataro, the rest of these guys just trying to make something shake here on the back half of the field. Adam Peeler peeling his way up through the field right now, and he let Mike Doyle back by him, and Mike Doyle right now, holy shit, folks, the Hard Target Award is currently in the hands of the number 00 of Mike Doyle. We talked about 10 laps ago. Mike Doyle turning some of the fastest laps on the racetrack. And this 00, he got into the outside safer barrier about lap 5. And Mike Doyle went backwards, but it looks like he saved a little bit of Hoosier rubber. It looks like maybe the halfway point is approaching us. Is the rubber starting to fall off of these Hoosier tires? And will we have some trouble here in the meantime? Meanwhile, Mike Doyle trying to run down that 6th place spot, driver of Nicholas Maynard. Nicholas Maynard works down on the bottom side of the racetrack and diamonds back to the top. This 02 Maynard Motors modified, not having the speed that they were looking for here in season 2 on the modifieds. Caution after caution after caution. And the 02 looks like he seems to be always involved, but Nicholas Maynard comes out here tonight, said that will not determine us here from finishing out the year. Nicholas Maynard with the breaking news out of the garage of John Michael Bryant, the boogeyman, pulling out of the I-85 Asphalt Series altogether. At the drop of a button, the sponsorship didn't fall through with the number 23 on the Gorilla Mod program. He went back and talked to John Michael Bryant in the garage area. John Michael Bryant is here at the racetrack tonight in Indianapolis as he's had to stay over from the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series race. John Michael Bryant having a conversation with the I-85 Asphalt Series admin, trying to make something work here. But John Michael Bryant just said that he could not find the sponsorship money to continue to fund the rest of the program. John Michael Bryant will forfeit his playoff spot here in the Wheeling Modified Division, and he will pull out full-time from the Late Model Stock Division, where he holds the point lead currently right now. So just a developing sad day here from the garage area as John Michael Bryant and the Boogeyman no longer a part of the I-85 Asphalt Series Wheeling Modified Division, as he has to pull out a full-time competition here due to lack of funding. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're here watching tonight on the TikTok platform and you got some sponsorship money for the Boogeyman, hit him up. He'll take him out. He would love to probably have a conversation here as everybody looks to seem to be piled out here. And Mike Doyle has ran down this 02 of Nicholas Maynard like, you know what, a tiger chasing a gazelle is what this looks like. Mike Doyle 3/10 faster than the 02 that last time around on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Looks like Mike Doyle has found some secret saucer, some kind of sorcery here at the IRP Raceway. Mike Doyle, one of the comedians here in the I-85 Asphalt Series. We talked about him earlier, slapped that outside safer barrier. Mike Doyle has been tossed, turned, beaten, bruised, and battered here at the IRP Raceway. Well, not at the IRP Raceway, but in the modified division here in season 2. But looks like he's changing around here, the IRP Raceway. It might be one of his better tracks. He's working the left side nerve bar of the Maynard Motor 02 machine. And Nicholas Maynard's just not going to pull over here from Mike Doyle. These two guys are going to have to battle it out and earn it here tonight at the IRP Raceway. Maynard takes the top side through turns 1 and 2. Doyle takes the basement. Those work their way off the banking of turn 2 in the Sal's 00 Boardwick Racing engine Looks like it may have a little bit more speed in this Maynard motor. Ladies and gentlemen, these two guys have been battling out here. 0-2-0-0. No kind of teammate relation here. Just a coincidence here when it comes to the zeros, and Maynard's in the outside safer barrier. You see the marbles really starting to pile up there at the bottom side of the racetrack here. You see it down there through 3 and 4. Really bad over there in 1 and 2. The marbles may like it might have come into effect there in the 0-2. He'll lose a position here. Mike Doyle up 5 spots from where he started. The hard charging award currently sits with the 0-0. If he can hold on to it here, we have worked every lap here tonight, all 54 underneath the green flag condition. And Chase Johnson has gotten around James Fountain for that second place spot, and he has cut that race lead down to Adam Fulford to about 1.7 seconds from a 2-second lead. Does Chase Johnson have enough here to close it out at the IRP Raceway? Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to show you and take one quick commercial break. We'll be back in just a moment here as we return from the station identification. Ladies and gentlemen, the I-85 Asphalt Series presented to you by Clean With Care LLC in the upstate South Carolina. We'll call Denise Hampton, the owner, 864-767-6423 for all your house cleanup, moving, construction cleanup. CleanWithCareService.com. Always wanted to know what the hell's happening down here inside of these race cars. What are these guys saying? Go check out REC Racing Electronics today. Go grab you a scanner so you can listen in to these guys down there on the racetrack for track rental scanners and headsets. All headsets must be rented before each race event. www.racingelectronics.com. Back up and moving here at the IRP Raceway. We're back from the station identification here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the JEGS 100. Adam Fulford holds on to the race lead here, and it has been all Adam Fulford here tonight. Adam Peeler back here again for another race in the WHELEN Modified Division, and this number 27 just doesn't look like it has enough speed here tonight that he was looking for. He slapped that outside safer barrier about 8 laps ago, and it just not has been the same since. But Tony Cook, though, see how it shakes out here last time around. Yes, Tony Cook is moving in the right direction, and this number 33 WHELEN Modified is trending forward. He's up 1 spot from where he started, but he went back 3 spots. So Tony Cook is really starting to eat back up forward here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll have to run down this number 02 of Nicholas Maynard, where Mike Doyle has gotten around the kid of Nicholas Maynard and put a gap between these two drivers. Does Mike Doyle have enough Hoosier rubber, though, to go run down these guys up here racing for the race win? Adam Fulford will just take lap 61 this time around. That'll leave us with 39 laps to go here at the IRP Raceway for the JEGS 100. Mike Doyle, Maynard work off the exit of turn 3 with Tony Cook, Adam Peeler, Dakota Pignataro, and Timothy Conrad. That'll be the remaining drivers out here on the racetrack right now. Zach Evans down on the pit road, and he will climb out from that WHELEN Modified. Looks like he has bent the right rear toe link on that race car. Meanwhile, ladies and gentlemen, 62 laps are complete in the JEGS 100. Kenny Wallace on board with Peter the Bass car here tonight. If you didn't get a chance to tune in here when we dropped the green flag, riding around as the honorary pace car here. He's proudly sponsored by JEGS. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Fulford, a familiar sight all year long. He's led almost 500 laps this season here in the Season 2 of the WHELEN Modified Division. If he can keep it up here, he'll pass that 500 lap mark here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And if you ever want to get curious on how your favorite driver is doing here in the I-85 Asphalt Series, or maybe how they participated and done all season long, you want to look at the stats, go check out www.simracerhub.com. Again, that is www.simracerhub.com. And go type in the I-85 Asphalt Series on the search bar on that website, and it'll bring it right up. Go check on the Season 2 WHELEN Modified Division season. And all of the results are posted there. You can go dig it down to a T on what your favorite driver has done all season long. Laps led, quality passes, top 5s, 10s, you name it. They have it. Ladies and gentlemen, the Christmas spirit in the air. Holidays right around the corner. And we're hoping and praying that you guys are going to have a safe travels if you're going anywhere for the holidays. Christmas right around the corner. We hope that you get what you asked for. And we're getting exactly what we asked for here tonight. Finally, a WHELEN Modified Division race that is not caution after caution after caution. We have picked off about 66 laps. That's about 47 miles worth of racing here underneath the green flag condition here tonight at IRP. That's the Indianapolis Raceway Park. Ladies and gentlemen, Neil Rutt III being told by his crew chief right now to keep doing what you're doing. You are slowly eating into that back gap of the number 24 of James Fountain. Going to be 32 laps to go this time around as the race leader of Adam Fulford heads through turns 1 and 2, and off the exit of turn 2, Adam Fulford takes the rest of these guys. Ladies and gentlemen, you see the gap there from third all the way back to fourth place where fifth place where Michael Johnson sits. Everybody just trying to hold on to these race cars. 70 laps are going to be completed next time around here for the JEGS 100. Ladies and gentlemen, we're glad you tuned in here tonight. We'll take you down on the racetrack for tonight's first I-85 Asphalt Series Wheeling Modified. First, fast in line. Welcome back here on the WHELEN Racing channel. That was a little quick, brief, fast, and loud here. Everybody's scathed and settled out here. We'll throw it up there to Billy the Blimp Driver. How you doing up there, Billy? Billy the Blimp Driver, folks, up here giving you some of the best shots here live and high above the racetrack here at the IRP Raceway. Why do we leave Billy up there in that blimp? Really easy, ladies and gentlemen, because you can't get a DUI driving a air vehicle. I guess that's what you would call it. Maybe a big fat ass hot air balloon. I'm not sure how that works. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody single file just trying to work into one another. The battle between Nicholas Maynard and Tony Cook here. If the lap times continue to keep up the way they go, we'll have 25 laps to go this time around. And that 33 machine right there of Tony Cook is about a 10th second faster than this 02 of Nicholas Maynard. Nicholas Maynard might be in jeopardy here of losing another spot if Tony Cook can keep up the good consistency here at the IRP Raceway. Meanwhile, Neil Rutt III, the real deal, coming to life here on the back half of the run. 25 laps to go this time around for the real deal. Neil Rutt III, he got around James Fountain there and up into the third place spot right now, though. Mike Doyle, the hard-charging guy, up through here on the WHELEN Racing channel. He is up 5 spots from where he started, and he is slowly working and reeling in that back bumper, that number 40 of Michael Johnson. Here, kitty, as Mike Doyle slaps that outside safer barrier, though. But look at him sling it down there in the turns 3 and 4, and he is slowly munching on that back bumper of MJ Michael Johnson. Meanwhile, Adam Peeler, Tony Cook, Nicholas Maynard battle it out here. This is the battle for looks like going to be the 7th place spot on the WHELEN Racing channel. Tony Cook about a half a tenth faster that last time around here on the WHELEN Racing channel. We'll check the lap times this time around as Nicholas Maynard crosses the line. He'll run a 21.12. Tony Cook will run a 20.97. So Tony Cook about 2 tenths faster almost there that last time around. And he'll slap the outside safer barrier. So that'll give a little bit of a cushion there to Nicholas Maynard. Meanwhile, Chase Johnson has just lost every bit of grip inside of this Wheeling Modified. He's sideways off the corner, trying to go run down Adam Fulford for this race win if he can. But 22 laps to go. Can Chase Johnson take a little bit of temperature out of this number 46 tire and go run down the race leader here tonight? Ladies and gentlemen, and this really had been a familiar sight. It looks like we got Timothy Conrad into the outside safer barrier. He's in jeopardy of losing a lap here to the race leader, who will take the top side of the racetrack. And Adam Fulford, tonight's race leader, will come right on around the lap traffic guy of Timothy Conrad. And Timothy Conrad will lose a lap here on the WHELEN Racing channel underneath the green flag conditions. We have turned 80 laps complete green here tonight consecutively, and the number 35 is in jeopardy of finishing the race a lap down here if he doesn't get a caution. He's currently registered in the lucky dog spot. It's going to be Adam Fulfer, though, the race leader down into turns 1 and 2 with 19 laps to go. Chase Johnson will be in the second place spot, followed by Neil Rutt the third. Neil Rutt slowly chopping into the back bumper of the number 50 of the 46 of Chase Johnson. And here comes the number 24 of James Fountain. Has he used a little bit too much Hoosier rubber here tonight, as he's having to slow down tremendously to get a little bit of extra grip. Meanwhile, Mike Doyle all over the back bumper of Michael Johnson. And the two Mikes will battle it out here with 18. Going to be 17 laps to go this time around on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Mike Doyle will run a 21:08. And it looks like Michael Johnson will run a 21:06. So, I mean, right on the nose here on the lap times. Chase Johnson all the way back here to this Mike Doyle 00 machine. So that's from second to sixth, all within a thousandth of a second from one another here. So the lap times were those higher wear, I shall say, falling off at almost the exact same rate for everybody. Adam Fulfer, though, holding at about a 2/10 second faster of a lap that last time around. We'll see. We'll check it this time. About a 10th faster than Chase Johnson. Adam Fulfer will run a 20.93. Chase Johnson will run the 21 flat, followed by Neil Rutt's 20.96 to James Fountain's 20.99. It's anybody's ball game here in the closing laps. Whoa, Neil Rutt. Whoa, drive it down there in the turns 3 and 4. Close up the gap to Chase Johnson. And the battle's on here in the turns 1 and 2. Neil Rutt trying to run down Chase Johnson for this second place spot here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Adam Fulfer across the line with 14 laps to go here, trying to bring home his 5th win of the season here in Season 2. Ladies and gentlemen, not sure if we're returning here for Season 3 in the WHELEN Modified, so you better get it while you got it. The Boardwick Race Engine Modified just doesn't have enough off the exit of turn 2. Can he get a better 3 and 4? It looks like Johnson's just a tad better than Rutt through 3 and 4. Than Rutt is to Johnson in 1 and 2. But Neil Rutt will change his lineup just a tad bit, but not able to get himself clear around the number 46. Rutt will sling it down on the bottom side, throw it in the basement through turns 1 and 2. The Miller Genuine Draft Beer 46 of Chase Johnson, though, gets the run off of turn 2 down the back straightaway, throwing it down into 3 and 4. The 66 of Neil Rutt the third will have 11 laps to go next time around to try to get around Chase Johnson for this second place spot. But it's going to be all Adam Fulford here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. He's just put Dakota Pignataro a lap down here underneath the green flag conditions. And Dakota Pignataro will move up into the lucky dog spot. Adam Peeler in jeopardy of losing a lap here to that race leader of Adam Fulford here momentarily. 11, going to be 10 laps to go this time around in the JEGS 100. Tony Cook has gotten around the 0-2 of Nicholas Maynard here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel and has moved his way up into the 7th place spot. Tony Cook has moved his way up about 2 spots from where he started, but that was after he went backwards to begin tonight's event. He almost slaps the outside safer barrier there, and it looks like Nicholas Maynard's going to give him a handful of his money here through 3 and 4. 0-2 looks like about a half lane lower than the 33 through 3. And none of these guys are going to give an inch here as tonight's laps continue to wind down here. Door to door for the second place spot. Neil Rutt will throw it with the number 46 of Chase Johnson. But Chase Johnson gets the exit off of turn 3 and 4 just like he anticipated. The 66 will stay about a half lane lower than the number 46 here. The battle at the IRP Raceway for the second place spot. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been up here in the booth all day with Dave Moody, the guys from the Motor Racing Network, and they're throwing a blast. Chase Johnson slaps the outside safer barrier off the exit of 4. Rutt will try the bottom side here on the inside of this Miller number 46 modified through 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. Diving down into 3 and 4 with 8 laps to go. Rutt has himself clear over Chase Johnson and he'll slide job through 3 and 4, but Rutt gets big loose. He's able to hold on. His contact's made from Chase Johnson and his number 46. James Fountain, Ross Chastain, and that motherfucker through 1 and 2. He's on the outside safer barrier. Tony Cook trying to get away from Nicholas Maynard, and it looks like he's done it here. He's moved his way up here and sailed away. Adam Peeler trying to stay in this lucky dog position from Dakota Pignataro. Nicholas Maynard, the next guy in jeopardy of going a lap down here at IRP. Maynard trying to run back down Tony Cook here, but this battle for this second place spot ain't went nowhere. Chase Johnson has 6 more laps as he tried to set back here, save a little bit of rubber here on the closing laps. Chase Johnson, the season 2-in-1 late model champion, trying to run down Neil Rutt III. James Fountain, the season 1 WHELEN modified champion, running in the 4th place spot right now. He said, I've used every bit of the rubber up here on these tires. We ain't gonna have enough here. Adam Bolfer rips the top side of the racetrack through turns 1 and 2. 3 and 4. 1 and 2. Heads down the back straightaway here with 4 laps to go. Neil Rutt, Chase Johnson head through turns 1 and 2 right now. Adam Bolfer will head through 3, off of turns 4, come across the line, and he'll have 3 laps to go here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, looking for that 5th win of the year, and 3-peated here in the modified division. Adam Bolfer head down the back straightaway here, diving down into turns 3 and 4. No more battles here tonight. It isn't going to look like everybody is either win a lap down or they're just too far apart. You're seeing who's had the better foot here tonight, walking on eggshells, trying to save a little bit of Hoosier rubber. Adam Bolfer has 2 laps to go here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Neil Rutt III will solidify himself for 2nd as he rolls away from Chase Johnson. But it's going to be white flag in the air this time around, presented by AFLglobal.com. For the number 71 of Adam Bolfer. He'll head through the banking of turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway for the final time here tonight. Race number 6 of 10 will go to the number 71 of Adam Bolfer. His 5th win here on the year. Adam Bolfer wins the JEGS 100. Neil Rutt III, Chase Johnson work through the banking of 3 and 4 for the final time. It's going to be Neil Rutt taking the 2nd place spot, followed by Chase Johnson, James Fountain, and Mike Doyle rolls all the way up here to the top 5 to end out the JEGS 100. Here comes Cook and Maynard across the line to end tonight's event, and Adam Peeler and the rest of these guys are looking to take it down on into the pit lane. Adam Bolfer wins it here tonight in the JEGS 100 live at the IRP Raceway, the Indianapolis Raceway Park here in Indianapolis, Indiana. The unofficial results on the left side. Adam Bolfer takes it to victory lane and 3-peats it in the WHELEN modified division. Adam Bolfer wins it here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel with a hellacious battle there for 2nd between Neil Rutt and Chase Johnson. But Adam Bolfer will take the check, the money, the girl, and everything here tonight. He'll bring it on around the fan for his celebratory victory lap in his Sunset 71 modified. We'll be back here in just a moment for the driver interviews. You'll hear from the race winner of Adam Bolfer. Back in a moment. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the JEGS 100. We have just wrapped it up here tonight for Season 2. Race number 6. And ladies and gentlemen, the winner here tonight, a familiar sight for the 5th time this year. Adam Bolfer takes it to victory lane here tonight in front of the Indianapolis fans. And the crowd will roar here as he climbs out of his race car and celebrates with his team here. Looks like we might have a pit reporter down there on the racetrack with the race winner of Adam Bolfer. Let's see what he has to say. You guys got a copy? Go ahead.
Down here in Victory Lane at the Lucas Oil International Raceway Park, or IRP better known, we're with the race winner here of Adam Bolfer. Adam, you're 3-peat here in the modified division for the WHELEN Asphalt, for the I-85 Asphalt Series. Just kind of walk us through the kind of season that you've had up to this point, and the race here tonight at IRP. Tire wear seemed to be the big topic here. You was able to get out front there, and it seemed as you seemed to get faster as the later the race began to progress on. Had tons of guys behind you starting to come through the field, but just ran out of time. Just kind of walk us through it as it goes caution-free here tonight at IRP.
Yeah, Nicholas, first off, I got to say congrats to all the guys racing tonight. Good to be able to have a caution-free race and you let everything play out. We've had a good season. Again, we've just been fortunate to run with a really good group of guys that are, really clean. Neil, Chase, James, Mike, or both Mikes, yourself, all those guys. It's good to have a good group to run with. Very blessed to be able to have a good league to race in on Monday night. So we've had a good season so far, but obviously everything's about to reset after Thompson next week, so we just got to stay after it. But, yeah, tonight, just once I got the lead on the start, it was just, trying to just maintain a pace that I'd done in practice, and I knew about the lap time I needed to run. So it's just about hitting your marks, trying to get that lap time, letting the tires cool off a little bit every now and then, and just watching the gap and kind of, just racing off of that. Other than that, yeah, just clean air helps a lot here. When I was in practice earlier, dirty air was not fun to be in. But I definitely could not do this without the people behind me. Sunset Pest Control, L&A Tire and Auto, CarQuest and Supply, Quality Marine Welding, ECR, Coast Performance, Coleman Designs, Brandon Elvis and Justin Coleman. They've helped me a ton doing driver development. So just blessed to have a good group of people that help me both in this and in real life. Obviously, Nicholas, appreciate you do what you do with this league and with the broadcast with the Booty Scoot. Looking forward to the next one.
That's Adam Fulford here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the I-85 Asphalt Series. He'll pick up his 5th win of the season. We'll scoot down here to the second place runner-up here tonight, driver the number 66 modified of Neil Rutt. Neil, kind of walk us through your night here tonight at the IRP Raceway. You trashed your modified last week at the Wall Stadium after contact with a couple of bozos there, but you're here tonight at Lucas Oil here in Indianapolis. Kind of walk us through your race. The modified looked fast and speed in it there late as you was able to drive up through the field.
Yeah, well, I don't want to touch on the real life modified stuff yet. But yeah, no, it was a good race. I had a feeling that we were going to be able to go pretty deep into this run without a caution. Didn't expect 100 laps, so that's great from everyone out here. That puts an effort from every single guy out here to do that. Congrats to Adam. It was a fun race. I saved there pretty early. Just kind of rode around. Same thing as I found a mark, just ran there, and then as a 30 to go, kind of pushed a little bit more, picked off James, got in the wall a couple times, so made it a little bit more easier to pass, and then had a great battle with Chase there at the end. My right front was a little knocked in from hitting the guardrail a couple times, so it was good to be able to kind of cross back up underneath him and have a great race like that. Another P2 on to Thompson, so we'll see how these last race is going to go before the playoffs.
And that's the real deal. Neil Rutt, the third. He'll finish in the second place spot here tonight. And his number 66. Let's go down here to the third place driver of Chase Johnson. Chase, kind of walk us through your race here tonight at IRP. You really started to drive up through the field there after saving a little bit of Hoosier tire, and got up there to about the second place spot. It looked like you started to eat into that lead of Adam Fulford, but just not enough here. The 100 laps just seemed to peel off quickly, and he didn't have enough. So kind of walk us through it here tonight for a third place finish. You continue to climb the standings here in the modified.
Yeah, I'd say we finished P2 in my book, man. And Adam was on a rail tonight. I don't think I had anything for him. Every time I thought I was closing in on him, it grew again after I looked back down. So congrats to them guys. They were super fast. Yeah, so in my head, I was racing Neil for the win. So that I was just hoping for a good battle, trying to put on a show for everybody. Great racing with Neil, great racing with James. Couldn't really get past him. It took me about 20 laps to get past James. So, yeah, good racing everybody. 100 laps green is good for it. It's good for the league and just good for everybody. Yeah, once again, another fast car. Thanks for putting it on. Can't wait to go back and watch it again. Yeah, just looking forward to tomorrow night. Love the late models, and I think it's going to be another great show. So, yeah, appreciate it again.
As the driver of the number 46 modified here of Chase Johnson, he'll look to defend his win in the late model division at the New Smyrna Speedway. Tomorrow night, we'll scoot down here to the fourth-place finisher, driver, the number 24, Season 1 champion here for the Wheeling Modifieds of James Fountain. James came into tonight's second on the point standing here, still looking for that first win, as you've almost top-5 every single race so far up in the regular season. Just kind of walk us through your night here tonight at IRPs. You got up there quick and early, you were bad fast, just didn't have enough.
Yeah, I brought a pretty good race car to the track. We were having a good old night until I just decided to do what I do best and step on my own dick. But I can't thank the guys up front enough, Adam, Neil, and Chase, for just racing the way they do. They're some of the most respectful guys out there, and I always appreciate running with them. But just want to give a shout out to everybody in the race for running that one clean. 100 laps it's pretty crazy. It was a hell of a time. I had a really a lot of fun out here, and can't say enough about it. We'll be out here in a couple weeks to do it again.
That's the Season 1 Wheeling Modified champion here for the I-85 Asphalt Series of James Fallon, who continues to look towards the playoffs about a month away from now and defend his championship. We'll scoot down here to the fifth-place finisher, or not fifth-place finisher, excuse me, the eighth-place finisher, the driver of the number 02 of Nicholas Maynard. Nick, kind of walk us through your night here tonight at the IRP Raceway, and where did things go wrong? Yeah, we had a bad fast car here tonight. I was able to lock in on the main event and qualifying. Can't thank everybody enough. The Team Penske Development program for putting this modified out here. I had a blast. Not looking forward to Thompson 2 weeks from now. That racetrack can absolutely eat it. But we'll continue to grow here as looks like we'll move into the playoff standings leaving here tonight. That's the driver of the number 02 of Nicholas Maynard, and looks like Adam Fulford's going to celebrate his fifth win here on the year, and that will do it down here for the JEGS 100.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back here in just a moment with your driver portion, finished part of tonight's event here. We'll have all the results and cleanup here, as you just heard from your favorite driver here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We gladly appreciate you guys tuning in here for the JEGS 100. Back in just a moment. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We just wrapped up the Season 2 race number 6 here. The playoffs are right around the corner here for the Wheeling Modified division for the I-85 Asphalt Series division. And it is Adam Fulford down there in victory lane. You see it right there. His guys are down there going absolutely batshit crazy. Here's the remaining schedule for the Wheeling Modified divisions. We will knock out Thompson Speedway 2 weeks from now, and that'll be the regular season finale. We will go ahead and lock in all of our top 8 drivers to the playoffs. Tons of guys had really great runs here tonight that really needed those. Those will really help them out big time here as we continue to climb up here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel to end out the regular season. We'll head out at the Irwindale Speedway, Martinsville, and then Loudon for the championship. Hopefully things get locked and loaded and go great there. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get you go out and here tonight, it's guys continue to pile out here tonight from the IRP Raceway. We'll go ahead and wrap up tonight's final portion part of the event. Adam Fulford goes to victory lane here tonight for the 5th time on Season 2, with Neil Rutt grabbing the 2nd place spot here tonight in his MND Motorsports number 66. The 3rd place spot belonged to Showtime Chase Johnson and his number 46 Chase Johnson Racing Modified. Had a hell of a performance here tonight. And it looks like James Fountain, in that Season 1 champion, will bring home the top 5 P4 spot here tonight in his 24 BDB Modified. Mike Doyle brings home the 5th place spot here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel in his 00 MND Motorsports Modified, charging his way up through the field. He'll take home the bonus points here tonight for the Hard Charger Award. Michael Johnson will bring home the 6th place spot here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, having a okay performance here tonight in his number 40 modified. The old-timer Tony Cook drove his way up through the field there in that number 33 modified and absolutely made it known here that he was coming to be a factor here in the closing portion part of Season 2. Tony Cook brings home the 7th place spot. The 8th place spot here will go to the 02 machine of the kid of Nicholas Maynard and his team Penske Development Maynard Motors modified from Welford, South Carolina. Top 10 here tonight for Nicholas Maynard. Adam Peeler peeled his way up through the field earlier in his MND Motorsports modified and just happened to slap the outside wall there, and we're going caution free here tonight. Was able to get back up there and relocked and loaded. He'll lose a lap underneath the green flag conditions, but he'll finish in the 9th place spot. Top 10 here tonight for Adam Peeler. Dakota Pignataro will be the final top 10 contestant here tonight. 1 lap down underneath the green flag conditions. Kept his modified in one piece here tonight without finally getting beat all the smithereens and Timothy Conrad in that number 35 machine. The 11th place spot here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Timothy Conrad will finish on a lap down, but on the racetrack underneath the green flag conditions, Zach Evans will finish 61 laps down here tonight from Princeton, North Carolina. His Me-Fine number 6 modified. We've seen him slap the outside safer barrier, and he was not fine after that, and looks like he had to retire out from the race. A right bent toe link for the number 6 of Zach Evans will retire him out from tonight's event. Corey Riptide Tesner battling some internet connection issues there. The number 5 WHELEN Modifieds didn't have the speed here tonight. 74 laps down after he had to bring it down on the pit road, and the team had to recycle the ECU engine for Corey Riptide Tesner. Not the performance that he was looking for here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it here for the final results here for the JEGS 100, the Season 2, race number 6 for the WHELEN Modified Division. One more race remains 2 weeks from now on the Booty Scoot Racing channel till the playoffs begin here for the I-85 Asphalt Series. WHELEN Modified Division still packed out here. Fans are gathering their shit and leaving. Santa is coming later this month. Got to get these guys home and up and loaded here. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate everybody that makes everything shake around here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Want to give a big shout out here to Pop's Porch Bed Swings, custom made, handcrafted bed swings, 864-978-1913. Check them out on Facebook today, Pop's Porch Bed Swing. A huge shout out here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Ladies and gentlemen, Home Run Cafe presented to you here tonight. Go check them out on Facebook at the Home Run Cafe in Greer, South Carolina, 864-561-6955. Ladies and gentlemen, finally, want to give a huge shout out to Close Out Bats. Ladies and gentlemen, save on your brand new bats, deals, and demos. 140 Woodland Avenue in Westwood, New Jersey. Walk-in hours is whenever you really want to be there, they're there. Go check them out today. 1-201-664-4916 or visit www.closeoutbats.com. And finally here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Maccabee Auto Services, LLC, preventative maintenance, freight services, suspension repair, transmission services, engine services, and custom installs, and much, much more. Call for a free estimate today, 864-256-1346, or email maccabeeautorepair@gmail.com. Ladies and gentlemen, the proud thanks to the sponsors here for putting on the show here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the WHELEN Modified Division. Adam Fulford goes to victory lane here tonight for the IRP Raceway, and we go caution-free, 100 laps, no incidents. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Fulford was the guy able to hold on to the modified the longest. That'll do it for us here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night for the late model stock division live at the new Smyrna Speedway.
There's a war inside of me, burning red and honestly, and I wave it constantly, like a flag, like a flag, like a flag. This knife that's in my back keeps twisting.